This cruiser lost their $10,000 dream vacation before they even stepped on the ship. Why? A tiny typo in their passport, and the cruise line said, "Sorry, you can't board." And they're not alone. In 2025, people are getting turned away for reasons so shocking it sounds made up. Perfectly healthy guests rejected for smelling bad, families stranded because of a single booking glitch, and cruisers banned for life after filing one refund claim. Today, we're exposing the 11 insane reasons cruise lines are denying boarding this year, and number 11 is so outrageous it could blacklist you forever. So buckle up, because this isn't your typical forgot your passport story. These are the real, hidden, brutal rules cruise lines don't advertise but absolutely enforce. And it all starts with the most painful one of all. 1. Your ID is good, but not good enough. This one's brutal because it feels unfair. You've got your passport, it's valid, and you think you're ready to go, but small, seemingly harmless damage can make it invalid. A tear near the photo, a bent cover, a coffee stain, even a few loose stitches. To immigration, that's not a passport, it's compromised. One couple found out the hard way when Canadian officials rejected their passports for wear and tear. They'd used them to travel to Europe just weeks earlier, but this time, denied. Cruise lines also enforce strict document policies. If your name changed through marriage, divorce, or transition, and your booking doesn't reflect the new name exactly, you'll need official proof of the change. And for kids, if you're traveling with minors who aren't your own, like nieces, nephews, or grandkids, you'll need a notarized letter of consent from their legal guardian, even for closed-loop cruises. Don't risk it. Bring every document in its original form, no photocopies, no phone screenshots. Because to the check-in staff, almost right is still wrong. But even if your documents are flawless, there's another twist. Sometimes it's not you that's the problem, it's the cruise line itself. 2. When the cruise line overbooks. Yes, even cruises overbook. Most cruise lines oversell slightly, assuming some passengers will cancel last minute. But when everyone shows up, someone gets bumped. One couple booked a guaranteed cabin, meaning they didn't choose the exact room, just the category. At check-in, they were told their cabin had a maintenance issue. The ship was full. Result? They were offered a refund or a future credit, but their vacation was over before it began. Sometimes it's due to damage, a flood, a malfunctioning AC, a leak. Other times it's just overbooking gone wrong. If this happens to you, don't panic. Politely negotiate. Ask for a full refund and future cruise credit or an upgrade on another sailing. And to avoid this mess in the first place, book early. Choose your exact cabin, not a guarantee. Complete online check-in as soon as it opens. Passengers who check in first and have assigned cabins are the least likely to be bumped. And just when you think you've made it past check-in, there's one silent background check happening behind the scenes that could end your trip before it begins. 3. The criminal record that blocks you. Here's the thing. It's not always the cruise line making the call. It's the country you're sailing to. Every passenger manifest is sent to port authorities before sailing. And if any country on your itinerary decides you're inadmissible, the cruise line will refuse to let you board, even if you've paid in full. And yes, that can include something as simple as a DUI. Canada, for example, has some of the strictest border rules in the world. Even a single DUI from 20 years ago can flag you as ineligible unless you've been officially rehabilitated. One passenger headed for Alaska learned this the hard way. The ship stopped in Victoria, British Columbia, and Canadian authorities flagged his record. The cruise line refused to let him board in Seattle, afraid of being fined later. He stood at the terminal as the ship he'd saved up for sailed away, without him. And Canada isn't alone. Australia, New Zealand, Japan, even parts of the Caribbean can bar entry based on past convictions. So, if you have any record, no matter how minor or old, research the entry rules for every port before booking. Because once that manifest is sent, the cruise line won't risk it, and you'll be left waving from the pier. But not every denial is about paperwork. Some are personal, and this next one might make you double-check your deodorant. 4. The personal hygiene policy. No one talks about it. Sounds unbelievable. But cruise lines can actually deny boarding if your personal hygiene is deemed disruptive to others. Strong body odor, visible dirt, or medical conditions causing odor can trigger an unfit-to-travel ruling. It's rare, but it happens. Cruise contracts allow denial to anyone whose condition impacts the comfort or safety of others. One guest was quietly turned away after staff raised hygiene concerns. The medical officer made the final call. The takeaway: if you have a condition that could be misunderstood, contact the cruise line's special needs department before sailing. Get written approval, because once you're at the terminal, there are no appeals when the captain says no. Even worse, you could lose your entire vacation without doing anything wrong, just because someone online decided to mess with you. 5. Your trip was maliciously canceled. You booked months in advance, paid in full, and did everything right. But what if someone else canceled your trip behind your back? It's happened, and it's devastating. One family shared a photo of their $15,000 cruise confirmation on Facebook. Within hours, a stranger used their booking number to access the reservation and canceled it. When they arrived in Miami, their cabin was gone, the ship was sold out, and there was nothing the cruise line could do. Your booking number is like a digital master key. Treat it like your bank password. Never post screenshots, barcodes, or confirmation pages online, because one careless share can erase your entire vacation with a single click. And speaking of small mistakes, this next one is barely visible, yet it's responsible for thousands of ruined cruises every year. 6. The tiny typo that slays your trip. Here's one that catches even the most experienced travelers. You booked months ago, entered your details, got your confirmation, and you think you're all set. But if your booking details don't perfectly match your ID, you can be denied boarding on the spot. A missing middle name, a mistyped birth year, a wrong passport number, even a forgotten suffix like junior or the third. One traveler learned this the hard way when his birth year was entered incorrectly, off by just one digit. The manifest didn't match his passport and customs rejected the entry. There was no time to fix it before departure. He watched his cruise sail off without him. Here's the rule: everything must match exactly to the letter. So the moment you book, triple-check your confirmation. If anything's off, call the cruise line immediately. 5 minutes on the phone now could save your entire vacation later. But sometimes it's not about what's written down, it's about how you look when you show up at the terminal. 7. Unfit to travel. Health denials. This rule shocks many passengers, but cruise lines can legally deny boarding if you appear even slightly unwell or medically unfit to sail. After 2020, this clause became far more common. One woman swore her cough was just allergies, but medical staff couldn't confirm it wasn't contagious. She was denied boarding, no refund, no appeal. It's not just about illness. Recent surgery, heart issues, or severe mobility problems without clearance can also trigger denial. Ships are hours from hospitals, and medical evacuations are costly, so they don't take chances. The fix? Before your trip, ask your doctor for a fit-to-sail letter and send it to the cruise line in advance. At the terminal, it's too late to argue, and if you're young and ready to celebrate freedom, don't get too excited, because cruise lines have their own definition of adult. 8. The age policy that destroys graduation trips. Here's one that catches young cruisers by surprise every spring break. Just because you're 18 and can vote doesn't mean you're allowed to cruise solo. Most US-based cruise lines require guests to be at least 21 to book a cabin alone. That means if you're under 21, you must be in a room with someone 25 or older. A group of college seniors once showed up in Miami for a graduation cruise, all aged 20. Their trip was paid in full, but when they got to the check-in counter, security denied them. No refund, no exceptions. Some cruise lines relax the rule internationally. Royal Caribbean allows 18-year-olds to sail alone outside North America, but Carnival, Norwegian, and MSC still 21 plus. And don't assume the rule stops once you're on board. If underage guests are caught in separate rooms or sneaking into 21+ events, they can be removed at the next port. So before you book that friend's trip, check the fine print, because a single number, your age, can sink your vacation before it even starts. But even if you make it through the whole trip, one wrong move after you get home could get you blacklisted forever. 9. The post-cruise mistake that gets you banned. This is the one no one warns you about, and it's permanent. A few weeks after your trip, you notice a charge you don't recognize. Maybe a drink you didn't order or a service fee you think is unfair. So you call your credit card company and file a dispute. Seems harmless, right? Wrong. When your bank reverses that payment, the cruise line marks your account as a chargeback, which they treat as fraud. They add you to an internal blacklist, sometimes shared across brands, and you'll be permanently banned from future sailings. It's happened to real people. One Norwegian cruise line passenger disputed a $3,000 future cruise credit. The bank refunded her money, but NCL banned her for life. The lesson? Always contact the cruise line first. Most will gladly fix billing mistakes or issue onboard credit, but a chargeback tells them, "I don't trust you," and they respond accordingly by cutting ties forever. And for those who actually make it on board, there's still another rule you have to pass before you can sail away. 10. Failing the one final test. Before sailing, you've checked in, you've found your cabin, you're sipping your first drink by the pool, you think your vacation has started, but it hasn't. Because you haven't completed the mandatory safety drill, also known as the muster drill. It's required by international maritime law, and skipping it can get you kicked off before the ship leaves port. Every cruise line handles it differently. Some use videos on your stateroom TV, others have in-person assemblies, but all of them track attendance. Try to skip it and you'll hear your name announced over the PA system. Ignore that and security will find you. If you still don't comply, your cruise card gets deactivated and you'll be escorted off the ship. It happens on every sailing, so when the announcement plays, "Stop what you're doing, complete the drill," it takes 10 minutes and afterward the buffet, the cocktails, and the hot tub will still be there. Don't make your first memory of the cruise a security escort back to shore. But even after all that, the thing that finally gets you in trouble might be hiding in your suitcase. 11. The clothing that's actually illegal. This one shocks people every year. You know that trendy camouflage swimsuit or hat you just bought? In some countries, that could literally get you arrested. In places like Barbados, Jamaica, Antigua, and St. Lucia, wearing camouflage clothing is strictly illegal for civilians, even tourists. The pattern is reserved for the military only. One passenger wore a camo print tank top on embarkation day and was warned by staff not to wear it ashore. He ignored the warning and was stopped by local police during a port visit. He was fined on the spot. And it's not just camo. T-shirts with offensive slogans, explicit graphics, or political statements can also cause problems both on the ship and in port. Cruise lines reserve the right to refuse boarding or ask you to change if your outfit is deemed inappropriate or disruptive. So do yourself a favor, keep your outfits fun but respectful, because no one wants to miss sail away over a t-shirt. And there you have it. 11 shocking reasons cruises deny boarding in 2025. From criminal records to overbooking, these traps can catch even seasoned travelers. The good news, every one of them is avoidable with a little preparation and common sense, because nothing hurts more than watching your ship sail away without you. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more insider cruise tips, and check out our next video. Until next time, smooth seas, smart sails, and no surprises at the terminal.